Woo! What's going on, everybody? I see football. First win of the year. Oakland Raiders defeat Cleveland Browns 45-42 in Oakland. Uh, just quick breakdown of the stats. We dominated time of possession, first downs, total yardage, 565 total yards, 426 of that passing yards, 139 rushing yards. Just domination. And but they did beat us in rushing yards. Basically on big plays. If you notice that, the only reason they were able to score as many points as they were big plays. Three of the touchdowns they got were 60 plus yard plays, where it's simply just a bunch of missed tackles. Like if we analyze these plays, we're gonna see that it's simply just missed tackles. It's not like they beat us on the play call or anything. We had them. It was just simply missed tackles, and that's something we can clean up, but something that really needs to be addressed. So if you notice, one stat here that I want to point out because that I was really actually impressed about, that a lot of people are crying about, oh, the Browns should have won the game, they should have gotten the first down, it shouldn't have, on the Hyde one where the referees overturned it. You know what, we don't know. Everybody wants to argue because what they're watching on the TV. And I guess I'm a Raiders fan, so I'm going to be more biased, and I'll admit that. But at the same time, there was a time when Lynch got stopped, in the backfield, and they blew the whistle, and he could have gone for a touchdown there, and he was completely on his feet. He jucked two defenders, threw them off of him. He was going for at least 10 or 15 more yards when they blew it dead at 5. And we could bitch all day about how that could have been a touchdown, and so we can't play this game about blaming the officials. But if you look at the play and everybody's screaming, "Oh, he had the first down, he had the first down," when they called it, well, it was obviously, if you were watching it from the TV angle, it looked like he had the first down, but it was also, the angle was, you were looking at it from behind him, so you had the behind angle. You didn't have the direct on the field angle that the review would have had when they were looking at it to see that, and when did his, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, his elbow was across the line." Well, his elbow is not where the line is. That's where the ball is. It's when his elbow goes down. It's not where his elbow goes down. It's where the ball is when his elbow goes down. So those are all factors that people need to think about. It's not where your body is. It's where the ball is, and that is a big factor. So I think a couple people have done a good job, uh, basically taking the blame off of the refs. Although I do think that there's a lot of times when the refs have not been good to the Raiders. Look at last week. There was two different plays where Maurice Hurst got a penalty for sacking the quarterback, where the play before that, Derek Carr had been hit in the exact same, where all the defender's body weight was put on top of Derek Carr on our goal line, and we turned it over and had to punt it on a fourth down instead of making that drive complete. And not only that, but Miami, when they were down, they hadn't scored. They hadn't been able to get anything going. They were, we shut them out in almost the entire first half. Whereas that one third down penalty where Maurice Hurst got a penalty for roughing the passer because he landed on him, the exact same play, the exact same way that the defender had done the play before to Derek Carr, but it was never called. It was called in that play. So we can't play this, bitching at the penalties, at the referees all day and blaming them, because you know what? I think that if you would have looked at the games earlier, you see the Raiders could have won a few games where they lost because of the refs. So we can't be, we can be happy, we can be mad, whatever. At the end of the day, it is what it is. So one thing that I like though is the Raiders only had 65, 6 penalties for 65 yards. That is cleaning up. In recent time, we've been the most penalized, team in the NFL. So I think that's a good one. And I don't know why our kick return average is 0. That they messed up there. Or maybe we didn't return. Oh, so it's probably punt return that we. Yeah, because I was gonna say we had pretty good. Dwayne Harris looked pretty good actually in the punt return game. Looked pretty good actually. So one thing that I wanna look at here though is a few different plays. Now remember when I was talking about the missed tackles. So this is the first long run, and I just want to look at it right here to show you guys the missed tackles. Now watch this here. Missed tackle right there, and I just, if you have him, you have to get him down. It's just simple. Like you can't, and we could have contained him on the outside too. You know, you could have contained on the outside and got him there. But you know what? You gotta make that play. You gotta stop him there. No matter what you're gonna do, you gotta stop him there. You know, and 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 right here, you know, it, it's big plays. Big plays is what's kill us. Look at this. It's a 60-yard passing play. And if you make the tackle, it's it's still a 30, 40-yard play, but it's not to the one. You know, we can still stop, maybe force a field goal. It's just these big plays are killing us. They killed us this game, and you know, there's not much we could do about it, but other than making those tackles. You got to make those tackles when you have the opportunity. You got to make those tackles. There's no getting around it. You know, that was just a beautiful catch. That was just a beautiful catch by Jarvis Landry. There's nothing much the defender could do there. I mean, what do you want from him, right? There's not much you could do there. And this is the other run. And this is the run really where I think there were just way too many missed tackles. Just way too many missed tackles on this run. Like, look at that. Three missed tackles. Three missed tackles in the first 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 missed tackles. 5 missed tackles. Like, I can't emphasize how much we need to improve this. This right here. In the backfield, you have a Mark Lee. You have him right there on the line. Oh, it's just these are just mental errors, but they're issues that will lose you games if you cannot fix them. And my biggest problem right now is that we need to not be overcommitting. Where a lot of times we're overcommitting. I've seen Bruce. I was talking about last time with Bruce Irvin, just overcommitting, not sealing the edge, not ensuring that you have your guy cut short, right? Now, I can't bitch up about the negative plays too much because we did very well in this game, and I thought we came back. We were down by 2 scores at one point. We came back. We actually scored in the fourth quarter. We turned everything around. We turned it all around. I thought we did exceptional in terms of our ability to come back from adversity and our ability to stare down the kind of all of the critics, all of the people that were saying we're not going to win, we don't have a chance, we're such a we have such a bad defense. And I don't know, people say our defense is bad. I don't agree with that. Like, our defense has had problems, sure, but I don't think our defense is that bad. And I think we see that right here on this first play. That proved to me that our defense is coming out to play this year. Like, this is a beautiful play. This play right here is just so beautiful. It proved to me that our defense, right off the bat, was coming out ready to play. They were coming out Conley, pick six, beautiful, putting us on the board, and our defense kept us in this game. If anybody wants to talk bad about our defense kept us in the first half of this game. If it wasn't for our defense, we would have been down 14-0 or 14-7 in the early part of this game. Like, we stopped them. We stopped them in this game, and we ensured that they couldn't put up 14, 15, 14, 21 points in the first half and just go too far ahead that we can't catch them. Our defense kept us in this game. And I know that people don't, but like we forced, like right here, like we bended, but we didn't break. We forced the field goal here, 7-3. If this was a touchdown, guess what? We lose the game. So there are a lot of instances where our defense actually played very well, and these stops, these goal line stops, which right here, this play right here was pinnacle to me. Just showing that, like, good play calls, but also just good decisions and good plays, good reads, and just great plays. Hustle to the ball, hustle to the football. That's always what they say. Hustle to the football, and great things will happen. So yeah, I mean, I don't really got much else. I think the touchdowns were to Coop and to Cook were the big ones, and the Jordy Nelson one just sealed it off. And getting everybody involved, like having all three of our receivers. Brian even went for a couple of big ones, and that catch right there just sealed the game for us, just ensured. And this was clutch. Jordy Nelson, and this is one thing that I want to point out, is that a lot of people were, weren't sure about how much Jordy Nelson was going to be able to fill the role that Crabtree had filled for us in recent years, being able to be that red zone target, that tall kind of guy that Derek Carr could rely on in the red zone. We could hit those 2-point conversions because like last year you saw it. Who were we going to in the red zone on those 2-point conversions or 4th and 1? It was Crabtree, and we need that. And I'm happy to see that Gruden called this play. If it was Gruden or whatever, we need to stop. He needs to stop going to Keith Smith and all of these prodigal sons of Gruden that he thinks are so great because he brings them in and he has all this I don't know, trust in the guys that he brings in and no trust in the guys that Del Rio and McKenzie had brought in. And it just seems to be that he'd rather have his guys win or be on the field even when they're not as talented or they're not as capable of succeeding or at least of putting up the points that we need. So I'm happy to see that he trusted Nelson here in this position to get these points. When I saw the throw, I was nervous, but I knew that it was going to Nelson, and that made me happy. As soon as I saw it going up, I'm like, oh, it's going to Nelson, perfect. You know what? I'm tired of seeing Keith Smith getting 4th down, running plays and throwing to people that should not be throwing to. If you're going to throw it on 4th down, it needs to be to Cook, to Cooper, or to Nelson. And I'm happy to see that not only it was thrown to Nelson, but that he caught it, obviously. So one thing that I do want to talk about though was McCrane. I thought that the fact that he missed some big kicks for us, not only in regulation but in overtime too. Like the fact that he missed these kicks to me off the dirt proves that he can't kick from the dirt, and then that's a big problem, and it might be a bigger problem going forward. I would like to see us bring back Tavecchio. To be honest with you, I don't understand this. I don't understand this logic. I don't understand why Gruden has no faith in Tavecchio. Tavecchio showed, he proved last year that he can kick off the dirt. He proved that he can kick those 50-yarders when we need him the most. He proved that he is a game winner. He proved it last year, and yet Gruden refuses to give him a chance. Refuses to give Jack Del Rio's, and Reggie McKendie's pick their choice in kicker a chance. He refuses, and he has to go with his guy, his McCrane, this guy that's kicked off of Arizona, this guy that hasn't played for an NFL team this year, that is, just nobody. And I don't understand it. A guy that's never kicked off the dirt before, a guy that doesn't understand what he needs to do, but with a rookie holder, why? I don't understand. I understand why Pinero. I understand all that. I understand Townsend and Pinero and their holder, and I'm okay with that. But if there's an injury and you need a guy that, you need to bring in a guy that can win games, and you have had a guy that's kicked off the dirt before, like a guy like Seabass or a guy like friggin' who did I just say? You know what I mean. The guy, Tavecchio. I don't understand it. Tavecchio played so well for us last year. Yeah, he missed like 1 or 2, but once he got his stride, once he got his group, he kicked everything. He was beautiful, and he kicked 50-yarders from the dirt. I just believe if Tavecchio was in this game, we win this game. We don't even need to go to overtime. We probably win this game because we don't miss those field goals. So that's just one thing that I wanted to point out. And I think that it's John Gruden's reluctance or his refusal to go with any Del Rio or McKenzie picks, and refuses to give any of those guys a shot, and just wants to build his own team and his own atmosphere and his own culture. And I don't know. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, if we're getting wins, I can't hit on too much. But I can point it out, and I can point it out that it almost cost us this game, and that if the Browns could have moved it at all, which is another hint to our defense. I thought our defense played very well in overtime when we need them. Reggie Nelson in the 4th quarter when they were driving to kick a field goal to win the game, interception to force overtime. Our defense stepped up. Sure, they gave up 42 points, but you know what? We also won the game. They got turnovers when we needed, and they won us the game. So shout outs to everybody out there. Check out my other channel, Revolutionary Road. I'm putting out news channels now, and I'd like to, see what you guys think. Anyways, shout outs to everybody, all the radio video makers, and let's go get a win in LA. All right. Peace out, everybody.